Have you ever said something you regret? Maybe a heated argument with a friend or a careless comment online? We've all been there. But what if a single, impulsive act could land you in court, facing a choice between jail time and a very public, very long apology? Today, we are diving into the bizarre and fascinating case of an Ohio woman who was ordered to post a daily apology on Facebook for a full month. This story isn't just about a legal ruling. It's a deep dive into the world of online shaming, digital justice, and the ever-blurry line between personal freedom and public accountability. Stick around, because this tale will make you think twice before you hit that post button. Let's set the scene. This all started in a small Ohio community, a place where everyone pretty much knows everyone. Our main character, let's call her Jane to protect her privacy, found herself in a deeply personal and emotional conflict with her ex-husband and his new partner. Like many people going through a tough breakup, emotions were running high. Jane felt hurt, betrayed, and angry. And like many people in the 21st century, she turned to social media to vent her frustrations. She wrote a post on Facebook, a long, emotional message detailing her grievances. She accused her ex and his new partner of causing her pain and essentially ruining her family's life. The post was raw, unfiltered, and filled with accusations. It quickly gained traction within their local circle, getting shares, comments, and reactions. For Jane, it might have felt like a moment of catharsis, a way to get her side of the story out. But for the couple on the receiving end, it felt like a public attack, a campaign of harassment that was damaging their reputation and causing them significant distress. They decided they couldn't just let it go. They felt the post crossed a line from personal venting to public defamation. So, they took a step that many people might not even consider. They took Jane to court. They filed a civil lawsuit against her, claiming that her Facebook post constituted libel, which is written defamation, and that it was causing them emotional and reputational harm. The case went before a judge, and this is where things get truly unusual. In most civil cases like this, the outcome is typically a financial settlement. The person found liable might be ordered to pay damages to the plaintiff for the harm caused. But this judge had a different idea. Instead of just a monetary penalty, the judge came up with a creative and, some would say, controversial sentence. He gave Jane a choice. She could either serve 60 days in jail, or she could agree to post a specific, court-mandated apology on her Facebook page every single day for 30 consecutive days. The apology wasn't just a simple "I'm sorry," it was a detailed mea culpa that she had to copy and paste verbatim. The text read, "I would like to apologize to ex-husband's name and new partner's name for the things I said on my Facebook page. I was wrong and I am asking for their forgiveness." She was also forbidden from deleting any comments on the post and was required to give her login credentials to the court to ensure she was complying. Imagine that. For an entire month, the first thing on your to-do list is to publicly humiliate yourself. Every day, you have to log on to the platform where you once vented your anger and instead post a message of contrition, dictated by a judge. This sentence immediately sparked a massive debate. Was this a brilliant form of modern justice perfectly tailored to the digital age? Or was it a cruel and unusual punishment, a form of state-sanctioned public shaming? Let's explore the arguments for the judge's decision. Proponents would say that the punishment fit the crime perfectly. The offense took place on Facebook, so the remedy should also be on Facebook. It forces the offender to confront the consequences of her actions in the very same arena where she caused the harm. It's a form of restorative justice. Instead of just paying a fine and moving on, Jane had to actively participate in repairing the damage she had caused to the couple's reputation. The daily repetition was key. It wasn't a one-and-done apology that could be easily forgotten. 30 days of posting ensures the message is seen, and it serves as a constant reminder to both Jane and the community about the seriousness of online harassment. The judge likely hoped this would be a powerful deterrent, not just for Jane, but for anyone else in the community who might think about using social media as a weapon. Furthermore, the judge gave her a choice. He didn't force her to post the apology. She could have chosen the jail time. By offering this alternative, the court was, in a way, empowering her to take responsibility for her actions. The public apology was framed as the more constructive option, a path to reconciliation rather than just punishment. It was a chance for her to publicly demonstrate remorse and begin to mend the broken relationships within her community. From this perspective, it's not just about punishment. It's about learning and growth. However, the arguments against this ruling are just as compelling, if not more so. Critics immediately raised concerns about compelled speech, which is a First Amendment issue in the United States. Can the government, through a court, force a citizen to say something they don't believe? A forced apology is, by its very nature, insincere. Is there any real value in an apology that's made under the threat of imprisonment? Many would argue that a genuine apology has to come from the heart. Forcing someone to type out the words "I am sorry" every day doesn't mean they actually feel remorse. It just means they're afraid of going to jail. It turns the act of apologizing, a deeply personal and meaningful gesture, into a hollow, performative ritual. Then there's the element of public shaming. While the judge might have seen it as restorative justice, others saw it as a throwback to the days of putting people in public stocks. In the digital age, public shaming can be brutal and relentless. By forcing her to post this apology, the court was essentially inviting the entire internet to comment on, mock, and judge her. She was also forbidden from deleting comments, which meant she had to endure any and all responses, no matter how cruel or abusive. This can have devastating psychological effects. It's one thing to be held accountable for your actions, but it's another thing to be subjected to a month-long public flogging. The punishment could potentially cause more harm than the original offense. Does the justice system have a right to inflict that kind of psychological distress? This case also opens up a Pandora's box of questions about the role of judges in our digital lives. Where do we draw the line? If a judge can order you to post an apology on Facebook, could they also order you to create a TikTok dance of contrition? Or change your profile picture to a symbol of shame? It sounds absurd, but the precedent is there. This case highlights the struggle of our legal system to keep up with the rapid pace of technology. Old laws are being applied to new situations, and judges are having to get creative, sometimes with very mixed results. So, what happened to Jane? Faced with the choice between jail and the daily apology, she chose the apology. For 30 days, she logged on and posted the court-ordered message. As you can imagine, the posts became a local spectacle. Some people commented with messages of support for her, others with condemnation. Some praised the couple for standing up for themselves, while others criticized them for taking it this far. The posts became a digital town square where the entire drama was debated daily. And what happened after the 30 days were up? Jane fulfilled her legal obligation and avoided jail, but the emotional and social fallout likely lingered for much longer. Were the relationships repaired? It's hard to say. A forced apology is a shaky foundation on which to rebuild trust. This story serves as a powerful cautionary tale. It shows that our digital words have real-world consequences, consequences that can be far more severe than just getting unfriended or blocked. It forces us to ask ourselves tough questions about justice in the internet age. Is public shaming an effective deterrent, or is it just a cruel form of mob justice sanctioned by the courts? Can a forced apology ever be a true apology? And how should our legal system adapt to a world where a personal dispute can become a global spectacle with the click of a button? There are no easy answers here. The case of the Ohio woman and her Facebook apologies is a perfect example of how technology is challenging our traditional notions of crime, punishment, and justice. It's a reminder to all of us to think before we post, to act with empathy online, and to remember that behind every screen is a real person with real feelings. What do you think? Was the judge's ruling a stroke of genius or a step too far? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'm really curious to hear your take on this. Thanks for watching, and if you found this story as fascinating as I did, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more deep dives into the weird and wonderful ways our world works. See you next time.